giving yourself little mini breaks throughout the day to just check in with, how am I? How am I showing up? What do I need right now? Am I saying yes to things I really want to say yes to, or am I feeling contracted and feeling just to notice? Because what I find is that 70% of this work is in awareness. The other 30% is in what we decide to do with it.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to the KTS Success Factor podcast for women, where we talk about challenges senior female leaders face in being happy and successful at work. I'm your host, Dr. Sarah E. Brown. My guest today is Anese Cavanaugh. She is devoted to helping people show up and bring their best selves to the table in order to create significant positive impact in their lives. She is the creator of the IEP Method, Intentional Energetic Presence, an advisor and thinking partner to leaders and organizations around the world, a keynote speaker, and author of several books, including Contagious Culture, Show Up, Set the Tone, and Intentionally Create an Organization that Thrives, Contagious You, Unlock Your Power to Influence, Lead, and Create the Impact You Want, and The Leader You Will Be, an Invitation. As a leading voice on intention, energy, and presence in leadership and culture, she helps people unlock greater leadership potential, collaborate more inspiringly, create more openly, intuit more bravely, and lead more joyfully and effectively. Top innovators and executives in companies like IDEO, Zingerman's, Cooper, GM Financial, Vistaprint, 15.5, Fitbit, Vibaic, Kaiser Permanente, and others have engaged with Anese to strengthen team health, maximize leadership impact, and optimize company culture. In addition to appearing in publications like the Harvard Business Review, the Huffington Post, CEO.com, Forbes, the New York Times, and others, Anese has a column, Showing Up, on Inc.com, and writes regularly for subscribers of AneseCavanaugh.com. Welcome, Anese.
Hi, Sarah. Thank you for having me.
It's a pleasure. So please tell me, what is the biggest challenge you help female leaders face in business today?
With female leaders right now and historically, it has really been about helping them fully own their power and also take amazing care of themselves so they can do so, which the two of those things actually go together really beautifully.
Oh, cool. And what do you see as the biggest mistakes your clients make before they start working with you?
They don't make space for self-care. They don't actually create the space, even 10 minutes a day at the beginning of the day, to actually get clear about what they want to create, to prioritize their self-care, to get clear about their intentions for the impact they want to have. Just really creating space for themselves. I think that is the biggest overall mistake I see people make.
Interesting. So if we go back to this, what would people see as symptoms of this in the workplace if women are not doing this?
Oh, great. So what I notice is they're probably a lot. So feeling overwhelmed, and overall feeling exhausted, and overall sense of contraction in the body, going throughout their day and being in a meeting, being, zooming from Zoom to Zoom, or being with their kids or whatever they're doing, and feeling this overall sense of contraction or tightness in their, I think their energetic field, basically in their body. If, saying yes to things that they really don't want to say yes to because they're trying to get it done, or they're, don't want to let anybody down, or for a million other reasons. You're going to see people, they'll find themselves getting interrupted, potentially their meetings in their agendas and meetings getting hijacked by other people because they're not holding their space strongly enough. Self-doubt, feeling rushed, experiencing imposter syndrome. These are all things that tie into not fully standing and holding our space and taking really good care of ourselves so we can do so. So those are just some of them.
Very, very good. That really helps me hone in on it. So what would be your number one free and actionable tip that you can share with my audience to help them address this challenge now?
Well, right now, the thing that they could do listening to this would be to stop after this conversation, to just stop and take even 10 minutes for themselves to get clear on how they're feeling, to notice their breath, how their body is feeling, to notice their emotions right now, and to ask themselves simply what they need. Just a 10-minute pause at any moment during your day. It doesn't have to be, it's funny, Sarah, because it doesn't have to be 10. I love the 10-minute pause. What I find is if I can get people to start building in a morning practice, like a morning space of time, 10 minutes, 30 minutes, whatever it's going to be, start your day with you time. Only for you. Nobody gets into that. Your email doesn't get into that. Your texting doesn't get into that. Nobody gets into that space for those first sacred minutes of the day. And you spend that time to really get clear about the things I just offered and to set your intentions around it. And then as you go throughout the day, maybe you set a timer on your calendar or on your watch or your phone or whatever, but just giving yourself little mini breaks throughout the day to just check in with, how am I? How am I showing up? What do I need right now? Am I saying yes to things I really want to say yes to, or am I feeling contracted and feeling just to notice? Because what I find is that 70% of this work is in awareness. The other 30% is in what we decide to do with it. And so if people stop, and that's free.
Very interesting. So what is a valuable free resource you can share with the women who are listening to this to help them understand this challenge better?
Great. Well, we have a bunch of resources on my site. They can go to IEP.io, and we have in particular a thing called the IEP sheet, which is two-sided. And the IEP sheet takes them through the entire methodology, which there's three parts of the methodology. One is being able to reboot our presence in the moment. So just, we're doing this all day long, reboot. The second part is building a strong energetic field. And, that has to do with how we take care of ourselves, how we set our intentions, how we hold our space, kind of the things that I talked about earlier. And then the third thing is how we create intentional impact, so being really conscious about what we're wanting to create through our leadership. And so on the sheet, I actually have those three different parts of the methodology. So if you fill this sheet out every day, just once a day in those first minutes of your day, and just got clear about what you wanted to create, that is what we hear back is a game changer for a lot of people. And then the backside of this sheet is actually a bigger picture thing for, more of looking at who you're becoming as a leader, what your bigger vision is and stuff like that. But that would be, if they go to IEP.io, they can download that and a couple of other free resources to support them now.
And this will be highlighted in the show notes, but it's IEP.io.
Yep.
Very cool. So Anese, what is one question that I should have asked you that will help our audience take action to address this challenge? And then would you mind answering the question?
Oh, absolutely. Okay, so one question would be, what are some quick mindset shifts or reframes to use in order to start changing, the way that we lead and the way that we create space for ourselves immediately? And I've got 4 for you. So one is the mindset that self-care is not selfish. Self-care is actually self-full. It is the most generous thing we can do for the people that we love and we lead. And it is a leadership skill. So one, turn self-care from something that you don't have time for, you can't prioritize it, you'll do it later, turn it into your number one priority because it enables you to do more for everybody that you love and you lead. So that's one shift. The other one is turning the word responsibility or the feeling of being responsible for everything to turning it into response-able, which means instead of me being responsible for everything around me or everyone around me, instead of that, I am able to respond to whatever comes up. So if I can trust myself that I will be able to respond to what is in front of me, and I will be able to be resourceful to whatever comes up, that loosens up a lot of the energy that often comes to people when they're feeling really, really responsible. And I find this is especially true for women, is we tend to take on a lot and feel responsible for everything, and it's exhausting. So shifting from responsible to response-able is a game changer, or can be. And then we've got, intuition is always right. So this is what I believe, Sarah. I believe that our intuition, that little gut feeling that we get, is always right. It's just our interpretation may be wrong. So if when you get a hit about something, you get an intuitive hit, something doesn't feel good to you, something feels off, trust it, and then get curious about if your interpretation's right or do you need a little bit more information. I find that that is really important because without it, I see people, men and women, and, especially since we're talking about women, I see this as something that we will often go into self-doubt, and that self-doubt is exhausting. And a lot of times, if you follow it all the way through, that original intuition that we had, whether in life or leadership or relationship or whatever, it was right on. So intuition's always right, interpretation may be off. And the last one is no is a complete sentence. You do not have to justify your no. So those are my 4.
That's great. I've been sitting here taking notes to remember all of those. So very, very cool. Anese, thank you so much for speaking with me and my audience.
Oh, thank you so much for having me. It was fun.
Thanks for listening to the KTS Success Factor podcast for women. If you like what you are hearing, please go to iTunes to subscribe, rate us, and leave a review. And if you would like more information on how we can help women in your organization to thrive, then go to www.sarahebrown.com. You can sign up for our newsletter, read show notes and learn more about our podcast guests, read my blog, browse through the books, or contact us for a chat. Goodbye for now.